Hello, YouTube. I am on here to share the essence of a real Christian man or woman. A real Christian man or woman. Everybody in this world today claim they with Jesus, but when you find out they're really not. There is a spirit. There is another spirit called the spirit of religion. Religion is not Jesus. Religion is not Jesus Christ. Religion is a deceiving spirit. That's not Jesus. That's not Jesus. Nope. Religion comes from the devil. That ain't Jesus. Nope, 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 nope. So I'm on here to share the evidence of a real Christian man or woman. That's what this is about. This is the introduction. A real Christian man or woman in the world today. That's what I'm on here to share. The evidence of a real Christian man or woman. Here we go. A real Christian man or woman is led by the Spirit of Jesus Christ. Romans 8:14. It says, for those who are led by the Spirit of God or children of God, and the Spirit you receive did not make you a slave so that you may live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought you brought you but the spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship, and by him we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit himself testifies with our spirit that we are children of God. Now, if we are children of God, then we are heirs of God and co-heirs. Indeed, if we share in his suffering, then in order that we will receive that we will receive, and we also share in his glory. So the evidence of a real Christian, they filled with God's Holy Spirit. They're led by God's Holy Spirit. That's how you become a child of God. A real Christian man or woman is filled up with God's Holy Spirit. They're led by God's Holy Spirit. The Bible said you can tell a tree by its fruit. What type of fruit are they bearing? Okay? Can you see that Christ life? A real Christian is led by the Spirit of God. That's how, about being a child of God. That's how we're children of God. For those who are led by the Spirit of God or children of God, the Spirit you received did not make you a slave so that you will live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship. So you know what? Without the Holy Spirit of God, without being filled with Jesus Christ, you're not gonna understand what the Bible is saying. You won't even you can't even pray. The Holy Spirit of God, Jesus, is like putting gas in your car. You can't just pick up the Bible and just start looking at it. Without God's Holy Spirit, or another Christian man or woman that's filled with God's Holy Spirit, you need help. We need help. Without the Holy Spirit of God, without Jesus Christ's Holy Spirit, you cannot understand the Bible. I don't know what the Bible is saying without Jesus Christ. And religion can't help you. Religion just blinds your mind from God's truth. Without God's Holy Spirit, you cannot understand what Jesus is saying. And you need other people who are following Christ, people who are filled with God's Holy Spirit, real Christians, to help you. Okay? So I am a real Christian. I am a real Christ follower. I do have God's Holy Spirit. I have been changed by Jesus Christ. I ain't got nothing I got to prove to nobody. I know that I'm really following Christ. I know that God's Spirit dwells in me. I know it. You can't tell a testimony like I can tell it, because you don't know where I've been. I don't know where you've been. But I know it. I know I belong to Jesus Christ. I could write a book. I could write a book on what God done for me. And I pray it reach a lot of people. But a real Christian is led by the Spirit of God. Romans 8:11. That's how you know we're children of God. Everybody in this world is not a child of God. Everybody don't belong to Jesus. Everybody has not surrendered to Christ. So a real Christian man or woman is led by the Spirit of God. How do you know that we're children of God? By God's Holy Spirit living on the inside of us. How you gonna understand something that was written 2,000 years ago with your own wisdom? You're not gonna get it. You need God's Holy Spirit. You need other godly people to help you. Okay? Just like Jesus Christ put godly people there to help me, to teach me about the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is Jesus. You got to be filled up with God's Holy Spirit. That's a real Christian. Religion is not Jesus. Religion is not Christ. That's not him. Nope. A real Christian is led by the Spirit of Jesus Christ. That's how we are children of God. We're not born children of God. Mm-mm. No, we're not born this way. Just because you may have went to church on Sunday when you were a little kid. No. It's about what's on the inside. Says so Romans 8:14. For those who are led by the Spirit of God or children of God, the Spirit you receive, you do not receive it by it did not make you a slave so that you may live in fear again, and that the Spirit you received brought you about adoption and sonship, and by him we cry out, by him we cry out, Abba Father. The Spirit testify with your spirit that we are children of God. So that's how the world gonna know that we follow Christ. All right, that's how they gonna know, by God's love on the inside of us. And that's what the church is. The church is God's people, filled up with God's Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is Jesus. So a real Christian is filled up with Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. That's how you're a child of God. That's the only way. That's the only way. When Jesus Christ went back to heaven, he left his Holy Spirit to live on the inside of those who want a relationship with Christ, not no religion. That ain't no Jesus. And we don't get into foolish and stupid arguments about the Bible. We don't do that. So I am a real Christ follower. I have a real relationship with Jesus Christ. No, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect but Jesus. But I'm relying on God's power every day. So that's the evidence of a real Christian. Romans 8:14, being led by the Spirit. That's how you a child of God. Set free from the trap ministry church. Bye-bye.